Hey guys, what's up? Otaku Mike here, and guess what? It's a brand new day! Yes, it is! If you got that reference, you're a wrestling fan. If not, that's okay. But today, we're doing our manga review on what? The new spin-off of Goblin Slayer, A Brand New Day. Let's see how it is. So, Goblin Slayer Brand New Day is sort of an anthology series based in the Goblin Slayer universe. I was a little hesitant to pick this up because I was like, I don't know. I already have two Goblin Slayer spin-offs, or two Goblin Slayer books. I have Goblin Slayer and I have Goblin Slayer Side Story Year 1. This, luckily, isn't that long. This is just volume 1. It's only a couple volumes long. I don't remember exactly how many volumes, but it actually just finished over in Japan. So it's an anthology series, and it focuses more on a lot of the side characters that we meet in the main Goblin Slayer book. Like, the first chapter focuses on the rookie warrior and the apprentice cleric, which I wasn't for sure like who they were in the books. I totally forgot about them. But their story is basically they're porcelain heroes or porcelain adventurers, and their job right now is to basically clear out the sewer of rats. And I really liked their rapport together. They were really funny and whatnot. And the way they had, I thought it was crazy, like the way they had to basically say like how they killed the rat. They had to like cut off its ear and take the ear back with them in order to collect their gold. And they're new and starting out and whatnot. They don't really do well in this mission or quest. They fail. And the rookie warrior, he loses his sword. And the whole first chapter is him trying to go find his sword with the cleric, and Goblin Slayer gives him a little advice. You know, Goblin Slayer, he weaves in and out of these stories. He's not like the real main focus until you get to the last chapter in the book. Then that one's actually really interesting. Then it goes from this boy who wants to find goblins. Oh yeah, the kids in the beginning are the kids that try to get the cleric or the priestess to team up with them in the very first volume of Goblin Slayer. That's how I remember them, because they actually reference it in this book. And they reference that like they didn't really care for Goblin Slayer at the time. It's really interesting to see people's reactions to Goblin Slayer within this book, because it is somewhat of a lighthearted book. It's pretty fun. Here's some more of the artwork. And like the second chapter is more about this boy. He wants to see a goblin, and he keeps hearing about what a goblin is because he wants to be an adventurer, and he wants to like just see a goblin because apparently goblins have been attacking his village and whatnot. And Goblin Slayer basically saves him, and he kind of helps Goblin Slayer out a little bit when fighting the goblins, just a tiny bit. I didn't know exactly who that was in the main story, so I was a little confused about that. And in the next story, which was the third chapter, you get 4 stories out of this, plus a portion in the very back, which is a chapter of a side story. I don't remember what it was called, but you just get a little short story in the back as well. And then like the third chapter is the waiter in the tavern who is trying to figure out what Goblin Slayer likes to eat, which was really funny. I actually really liked it. It was a very lighthearted chapter, and she wanted to find out what he likes to eat because he kept denying her food when she asked, hey, what do you want? He's like, no, I don't want anything. So that chapter was pretty cute and adorable. And then the last chapter, which I found to be the most interesting, was it was from the point of view of a woman who was taken by the goblins, and Goblin Slayer was sent to rescue her, which I thought that was pretty interesting on like you know what thought processes were going through her head. And that actually is where we get most of our action we get some action within the last part, or the beginning as well, sporadically, but a lot of that's, more character building. We get a lot of action towards the end of the book. And then apparently in the next volume, we will be getting new chapters as well. So it's not just sticking with these characters, but I hope to see these characters again. It was a lot of fun. I didn't realize there was a different artist for this Goblin Slayer book than the other two. I thought it was the same artists, but I was wrong. That's how well the art is in this book. I thought the writing was really good and really fun and a little lighthearted compared to the most of the stuff in the original Goblin Slayer run. And I liked seeing more about this world and learning more about this world through other people's eyes and learning more about Goblin Slayer through their points of view, which is really cool. I really enjoyed this read. It was a fun, quick read. The only downside I would have to say, and it's not particularly for me, but if you're a new reader and you want to jump into the Goblin Slayer books, I would say don't pick this up. Read the original and read the side story as well of year one, and then read some of that, and then go into reading Brand New Day. But this was this was a really fun read. Even though I was skeptical about it, it was a lot of fun, and I had a fun time trying to figure out who were these characters, because it's been a while since I've read the original Goblin Slayer series, and sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out who is who because they don't really have names. They're called by their classes, like Farm Girl and Goblin Slayer and Priestess and stuff like that. But it was fun seeing our characters just do things that didn't necessarily involve killing goblins and stuff like that. But it's still a lot of fun. It's a very, very good addition to the Goblin Slayer story as a whole. It's a nice little fun manga. So go check it out. Let me know down in the comment section below if you're going to pick this up, if you like Goblin Slayer or you dislike Goblin Slayer. Thank you for watching, as always, and just enjoy some Goblin Slayer. I love Goblin Slayer. Anyways, thanks for watching. Smash that like button, whatever you want to do. Subscribe, you know how it is. Catch you later. Otaku Mike, out.